Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope you all are having a fantastic day today. Now, today we're going to be checking out some face-off gameplay in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I'm pretty sure I'm playing with the Dynamite and Daifu maybe in the next clip. I'm not too sure. All I gotta say is I'm having a ton of fun playing face-off right now. If you guys haven't tried this game mode out already, I highly suggest doing so. It's basically the same thing from Modern Warfare. They put you on the gunfight maps as 3v3 playing actual objective game modes. It's a lot of fun in this game. I didn't really care for face-off in Modern Warfare. It just didn't feel too natural for me. But in Black Ops Cold War, it works perfectly. It plays very fluent, and honestly, it's extremely casual. And that's actually going to be one of the main topics I'm going to be talking about today, and that is casual gameplay when it comes to the FPS community. Now, currently, we're kind of in a slump right now when it comes to video games and first-person shooters. A lot of FPS fans don't have too many casual video games to fall back on because Call of Duty, the one and only casual FPS game, hasn't been casual for years now. You know, a lot of people take Call of Duty much more seriously compared to what they used to back in the day, with the new skill-based matchmaking algorithms being forced into this title. It's not much that the developers can do to, try to give you a casual experience. The only other competitor that Call of Duty really ever had was Battlefield. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Battlefield has always been a casual FPS shooter. Nobody ever took Battlefield very seriously. They even tried to implement an MLG scene into Battlefield 5, and it completely flopped because nobody gives a crap about a competitive scene for a Battlefield game. A lot of people just hop on Battlefield for the experience, the Battlefield moments, the in-game vibes, the massive all-out, warfare. That's what people love Battlefield for. And Battlefield is one of the best games to go to when you're tired of playing Call of Duty. That's my go-to. That's why I've always made Battlefield content and Call of Duty content. Now, the main reason I stopped making Battlefield content on this channel was because, Battlefield 5 just sucked extremely bad. Between the god-awful bugs, the glitches, the lack of content in the beginning of the video game, Battlefield 5 had a very rough start, and honestly, Call of Duty completely blew it out of the water. When typically in the past, when you think of games like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, they were like prime competition when it came to Call of Duty, which no other FPS shooter has really been that much of competition for the Call of Duty franchise. There's other shooters out there, don't get me wrong. There's Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, CSGO, Valorant, but those are all different types of shooters with a different type of fan base. But I feel like the Call of Duty fans and Battlefield fans, even though a lot of them hate each other, we can still kind of share some similar interests when it comes to FPS games, because both sides really enjoy casual FPS shooters. That's what we like. We don't want to play competitively. We don't want to play for $1 million tournament. We just want to hop on, play a few games, hop off, and just relax. You know what I'm saying? And Battlefield 5 still brought you a very casual experience. It wasn't a complete sweatfest. Skill-based matchmaking was almost non-existent in that video game. Even though sometimes during mid-matches, the lobby would, sometimes auto-select who should be on which team if it's a little lopsided. But, that's fair. At the end of the day, there's still tons of players in one game, which means it's a nice mix. Just like in Ground War and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's why I always went one-on-one to play multiplayer when the game first came out, because those are always a casual mix. Instead of going to 6v6 where it can easily optimize you against very hard competition, when you're versing 32 plus players in one game, it needs to expand who you're going up against, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to find you more casual players in those types of lobbies. So it was never really too much of a problem in Battlefield 5. The main issue was, 1, it was a World War II shooter, 2, it was a buggy mess, and 3, it had no content. So overall, Battlefield 5 flopped, Call of Duty completely took over. But Battlefield 6 might be the Call of Duty killer, if things go correctly for this title. As you guys know, Activision kind of runs a monopoly when it comes to the FPS side of casual shooters. Call of Duty has no competition. Literally zero competition. I'm not over-exaggerating this. I'm not messing with you guys. There is no competition for Call of Duty. There are multiple, free-to-play games or, like little $5, $10 games that you can play on the side. I've played multiple different titles that play like Call of Duty, but none of them were completely polished. It didn't feel like a AAA developed video game. It felt like a $5 video game, you know what I'm saying? Call of Duty is the only video game out there that is made by a AAA developed team that's fast-paced, arcadey, and just tons of action-packed fun. Call of Duty is just one of a kind. But if Battlefield 6 comes out correctly, that could give Activision tons of competition, and it might force them to care about the fans a little bit more, because right now Activision could give two craps about what their community has to say about their video games. Whether we want it fixed, whether we want certain things arranged, whether we want skill-based matchmaking towed down, they just simply do not care about what we have to say, because they know regardless, they're still going to get our money. But if Battlefield 6 comes out, and it's a modern-day video game, it has tons of content, barely any bugs or glitches, it could be massive competition when it comes to the next Call of Duty title. EA DICE even stopped making new content for Battlefield 5 way earlier, so they can make sure that they put a lot more focus on Battlefield 6's production, which is absolutely fantastic news. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of sad that Battlefield 5 died off a lot earlier than expected, but if it's at the cost of making sure that the next video game is much better than the previous, then nobody can complain about it, you know? As long as Battlefield 6 comes out polished and good and with tons of content, I think we'll have a very good video game here. And Battlefield 5 and Call of Duty run pretty much the same type of microtransaction system model. Even though Battlefield 5 didn't have a Battle Pass, or one similar to the ones that are in Call of Duty, the way that they handled the maps are pretty similar. They start off with bare minimum content, basically nothing in the video game, and then over the course of the next year, then they slowly start implementing more weapons, and by the end of the year, it's going to be tons of content in the video game. But if Battlefield 6 can change this up and give us a free-to-play model, where it's free maps and free weapons, and the only thing you pay for are, cosmetics and stuff like that, but at the same time being able to introduce tons of content in the beginning of the video game, they will easily have the one up on Call of Duty. But the real question is, will EA allow DICE to do such a thing? Just like with Call of Duty, the developers like Treyarch and Infinity Ward, I don't put that much blame on them when it comes to lack of content in the skill-based matchmaking, because that has nothing to do with what the developers want for this video game. That is all an Activision and EA type of thing. They want to make sure that they get the most income from this video game, so they have specific microtransaction system models in place, along with holding back all the content to make sure that's slowly going to be able to push out. I'm just hoping that EA notices what's going on in the Call of Duty community when it comes to their franchise, and maybe they'll make a difference. Now, personally, I don't think it will happen because of the main fact that Activision is making so much money from Call of Duty right now. I mean, they're making billions of dollars off of this franchise with this exact new microtransaction system model, which includes not giving a ton of content in the beginning of the game and slowly drip feeding us content over the course of the year. And EA is probably going to look exactly at this and say the same thing. Look, they're making billions of dollars for this exact system. Let's just keep doing the same thing. But what I'm hoping is that EA doesn't look over at Activision's situation and EA just focuses only on their own situation. I hope they don't get too stingy and greedy and try to, copy other businesses like Activision always tries to do. EA needs to focus on their own title and focus on what went wrong with Battlefield 5 and how they can perfect it. The whole year that Battlefield 5 was out, the whole community, including even the biggest names, which is really great about the Battlefield community, that the biggest names on that community are still going to say and voice their own opinions about what's wrong with the title, including lack of DLC content and stuff like that. At the beginning of the game, not DLC content, but free content, because that's what they did in this cycle, just like with Call of Duty and stuff like that. But a lot of the big names in this community will do that stuff, unlike Call of Duty where it's completely split. You have some low-tier commentators like me, who I'm going to try to voice my opinion out as much as I can. You have the top-tier commentators, which also do the same thing, but then a lot of the massive majority of the Call of Duty community are live gameplay channels, class setup channels, and stuff like that. They don't voice anything. They don't care about the situation. All they care about is making sure that a lot of people go play Call of Duty, use their, their creator codes and stuff like that, and they make more money. The Call of Duty community is completely split, but over in Battlefield, the community is a little bit more equal. They're all as one. They're all saying the same thing, and that was one of the biggest things, that Battlefield 5 had no content. That was a massive downside to this video game, and that's initially what completely killed this title. That's what killed it for me. It was nothing to do. There was no weapons, there was no maps, and even though it was free, we were getting all this stuff for free, at the end of the day, we need something to play. You can't just drop 4 or 5 maps on us and say, here, go play on that for the next 3-4 months. No, it's not going to last. It's simply not going to be fun. But I'm truly hoping that EA learns from the mistakes that they made in the past with Battlefield 5, and they allow DICE to make something really solid here with Battlefield 6, because Call of Duty is in a very rough spot right now. Any tiny thing that can come out to possibly counter what Call of Duty is doing will instantly remove over half of the player base that's in Call of Duty right now, and they will leave gladly and go to any other video game that will welcome them open arms with a better situation. And all you need, Battlefield, is to have, once again, no skill-based matchmaking, which I do not think is going to be an issue, and of course, number 2, a lot of content. Number 3, make sure it's a modern day Battlefield game. If they could nail each and every one of those things, if they could bring a fire modern day Battlefield game with new upgraded graphics, with tons of content at launch, along with free DLC maps and free weapons and stuff like that, I think personally that Battlefield could completely wipe clean the Call of Duty franchise with one single video game. And of course, it won't completely wipe Call of Duty out of existence. Call of Duty will still be fighting back and trying to make themselves a banger. But the whole point that I'm trying to make in this video is that Activision will have to care now. They'll have to worry, they'll have to stress, they'll have to be able to put out something better than what they're putting out now. Because once again, like I said in yesterday's video, Activision is completely carefree right now. And as long as they're living carefree, they don't have any worries, which means that they're not going to go ahead and fix anything. They'll completely keep releasing broken video games with no content year after year after year, as long as it's making them money. There needs to be competition, there needs to be something that stops them from this, and I really do think that the Battlefield franchise has exactly what it takes to take down Call of Duty, and hopefully make a better outcome for the Call of Duty community, and hopefully we can get something better in the future when it comes to this franchise. But guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, and by all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so, I have Twitter and Discord, both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams on video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.